Destroy the plant's main turbine. It should be on the first basement floor. Hurry. Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Metal Gear Solid Ghost Babel, or is it Ghost Babel Metal Gear Solid? Either way, I don't care. In the last part, we killed a guy with the flamethrower, and now we're gonna hopefully finish up this power plant so Metal Gear can't launch. If this elevator would hurry up. There we go. I'm actually not sure if mashing the elevator button actually makes it go faster. That's just something I know works in the actual Solid. So I do it out of habit at this point, really. I know you also had to do that in Home Alone 2, I think it was, on the NES and Super Nintendo. That game was not very good, but I found it at least entertaining. I've always wanted to do an LP of the first Home Alone game on Super Nintendo, because I actually kind of like that game. For reals. Either way, there's actually two routes you can go about getting to the next room, and that's either the route I'm taking or a route that uses a ventilation shaft, but this is just much faster, and it's supposedly the more dangerous way because there's actually a guard, but it's one guard. But I do believe the other way comes out of that vent right there on that screen. And also, there's no reason to go down here at all. It's just there for, I suppose, evading guards, even though there's none over here. And that's a generator. Turbine thing. Hello, Codec. Snake, how's it going? Bad, Colonel. The perimeter of the main turbine's secured with electrical flooring. I can't get close to it. Damn, we have no choice but to take out the plant itself. Snake, take the power plant out. Set C4 explosives on 4 key points to destroy the structure. You should see 4 columns clustered around the main turbine. There are a total of 4 points on the columns where the corners are missing. They are the weak point in the plant's structural integrity. If you blow all them up with C4 explosives, the plant should be destroyed. Don't waste any C4 on incorrect locations. There are only so many that can be set. Alright. There are a total of 4 points on the columns around the main turbine with corners missing. Plant a C4 on every single one. And also, you can actually find where these columns are by using the IR goggles. But I'll give you a hint. They look like this partially looking different thing to the right of me. However, here's the annoying thing. The points you have to destroy are randomized each playthrough. One could be here, depending on my playthrough, but it's not now. Or at least I believe they're randomized. They always seem like they are. However, we've actually seen almost all 4 on screen before. In fact, I think for a fact we have. So what I'm going to do is cut to them. The first one is just south of where we fought Bison. The way you get to it is take out your C4, place it, and then you leave. Second one is just south of the elevator we were at pretty frequently in the first part. Second one is, third one rather, is on the bottom floor, just north of the water, and the fourth one is actually at the water. Pretty easy to find, honestly. Colonel, all the C4 is sats. Good work, but if you detonate them now, your own life will be at risk. Leave your present location and detonate the C4 once you're out of the plant. I think for a fact that this is always the final one, though. I think this is one that's always set. Think, keyword, usual. You're probably used to me hearing that, or used to me saying that, rather. Hello there, Codec. Snake, we've got problems. Metal Gear's out on the surface again. They're planning to go nuclear right now. There's no time left. Snake, I know. Light the fuse now. What? But if you do that... Don't worry. Bombs have a way of making me run faster. Sorry, Snake. Ordering you to take a risk like this. Forget about it. I'm used to it. Snake, once the C4 blows, the whole structure will begin collapsing. When the countdown displayed on the radar goes to 0, this plant will cease to exist. You must reach the exit before then. So, we have a self-destruct sequence straight out of Metroid. However, they give you a bit too much time for it to be really threatening. Because, in total, you have 5 minutes. You only need about 2 to 3 to get out. However, as you can see, there are some threats around here. Fires and blocks that do some damage, not too much, but enough. And here's the thing, even though, well actually no, technically speaking this makes sense, because the turbine is destroyed, the water is still electrified in that one area. It's more or less just here to stress you out. There's nothing really troubling about this. Though, when I first did this, I was actually reminded not of Metroid or even later Metal Gear games. I was reminded more of a certain Mega Man game by the name of X3. Why? Because that self-destruct timer that Vile places during your final confrontation with him. Well, that's if you kill him. No, it's in his own little mini stage you can access from certain stages. That self-destruct thing happens no matter what. But I always kill Vile there because I like getting the Z-Saber for X. So yeah, the water is still electrified, so hug left and don't rock directly into fire. That is a very terrible and horrible thing to do. Because it gets you killed. Oh, come on. Though I do like this detail. Damn it. I should probably have mentioned that you should probably take the C4 off before you start running, because that can happen. As you can see, the C4 really hurts. I do like how it gets all quiet for the elevator, though. Like I said, that would have been a perfect time to have an elevator music joke. Come on, that would have been funny. And at this point, we just need to exit. In fact, the exit for this stage is the exact place where you started the last mission. And what just happened there was I died, but since I had the rations equipped, my rations actually healed me from death. That is something that I believe Metal Gear Solid introduced, because I don't remember that happening in Metal Gear 1 or Solid Snake. Either way, let's get the hell out of this place. And of course, cool guys don't look at explosions. We blow shit up and walk away. But yeah, that's mission 9. Nothing too terribly hard. A bit stressful towards the end due to time limits, but that's just how they are. And yet that was still a poor ranking. I blame myself trying to run around and find those things. Colonel, I've neutralized the plants. Good work, Snake. They should be incapable of a nuclear strike now. You need to destroy Metal Gear next. 4 F-22s have just taken off from one of our African allies' bases to strike the artillery unit with cruise missiles. Snake, as soon as the artillery is silenced, infiltrate the base and destroy Metal Gear. Understood. Snake, what about Jimmy? No leads so far. Oh. But I will get him. Wait, Snake, what is it? A message just came in from the GLF, from the General. I'll forward it to you. Mr. President, you may be rejoicing over the destruction of the power plant by your faithful Doug, but I assure you that you will celebrate in vain. The warhead can be launched without the railgun. I am very disappointed by the insincerity of your methods. I could opt for immediate reprisal, but I pride myself on being a gentleman. I shall abide by my original decision. I say it once more, withdraw the peacekeepers and recognize our independence. If I do not hear from you within 1 hour, the U.S. will find itself under nuclear attack. Would you risk all for foolish pride? Don't underestimate my resolve. Well, a nuclear strike without the railgun. How? Metal Gear's development was a classified army project. Not even the CIA is not aware of all the details. In other words, you know Jack. Snake, head for the maintenance base. The only option now is to destroy Metal Gear itself. Looks like it. Well, let's go. Oh, hey, that was easy. Jimmy. Snake. Snake. Jimmy, you were safe. Yeah, I got captured, but this guy was in the same cell. He got us out when the guards left after that explosion. But he took a bullet shielding me and... Who was he? Lieutenant Smith of Delta Force. Delta Force? I thought Chris was the sole survivor. She wasn't. What do you mean? I don't know, but the lieutenant said that Chris wasn't even there when Black Chamber wiped out Delta Force. Christ. Anyway, that's what he said. Maybe she's one of... Don't be ridiculous. I can't stand this anymore. I thought she was, like, nice, but you can't trust anyone or anything here. You don't know what to believe anymore. Metal Gear was a mistake, too. Everyone else I worked on with that thing was murdered. We were all okay yesterday, and just now, I saw they're dead. How could that... I want to go home and start all over. This time, make something good to make up for what I've done. It's still okay, isn't it? I can still start over, can't I? Yeah, as long as you've got the will, you can always start over. It's never too late. That's true. Listen, I destroyed the power plants. Can they still launch a nuclear warhead? Yeah, that made the railgun useless. But besides that, Metal Gear can... Ah! The handcuffs exploded! Snake... God... Why? I thought I could start over. Is it all over? Jimmy. Snake... I want to go home. Jimmy. Well then! That got dark. Vipers work most likely. Booby traps and explosives are his specialty. Probably had a mic in the cuffs too. Was listening in. He deliberately blew the thing in front of Snake? Oh god. Viper. Snake. Bison said there were 5 of the Black Chamber left. That's right. Slasher Hawk, Marionette Owl, Pyro Bison, Black Art Viper. One unaccounted for. Couldn't it be her? What? Look, if Chris is the 5th Black Chamber, everything makes sense. The leak, the ambush, what happened to Harks? What the hell are you saying? Snake, calm down and think about this. Shut up! Chris, can you hear me? Chris, come in! Chris! Chris! Looks like... that's settled. Snake, the F-22s have already left their base, and the attack will start any minute. I know this is tough, but get yourself to the maintenance base. Understood. Well, things are certainly starting to get dramatic. Snake, the F-22s have entered Gendron airspace. Cruise missile launched now. Satellite confirmation in. Target destroyed. Snake, keep going north. Infiltrate the maintenance base and destroy Metal Gear. Alright. And, like with a couple parts back, we actually got 2 missions this part because this next one is really short. It's actually the last, well, not the last short mission. The last 2 are also short. The next mission is actually the last really long mission of the game, so this is probably going to be over in 2 parts. And there's some Nikita ammo there, and I recommend picking up the last mine you can right now because, well, we got a lot of stuff coming up. Also, make sure you have the mine detector because, yeah, the mines have returned. And over here we got a ration. Make sure you grab that. It's going to come in handy. And we're already at where these things were. This is actually a bit of weird perspective failure because what the previous screen we had left and they were immediately here, what they don't show is that we're actually taking a couple turns so that these guys were immediately facing us. But what you're going to do about perspective? It's kind of hard to do in a 2D space. Chris? Oh no. Not again. Boss fight against a helicopter. I'm not going to say a Hind-D because I don't think it's a Hind-D. But it's definitely a thing. This can actually be a very easy boss fight. The best way to take it out is grenades. And in fact, you actually have infinite grenades for this battle. When you run out, some will respawn in one of the 2 corners, either the top left or the top right. And if you grab those and reuse them all, the next corner will have 4 more grenades. Grenades are easily the best way to take it out because, well, it stays, especially when it's on the top because it stays still for so long. However, hitting it when it's on the left or right is actually pretty tricky. Nikita's could be recommended for that, but this thing likes to aim for you, so watch out for that. I mean, yeah, it destroyed it without ever being near it. And then it just destroyed the one in my hand. And there's the grenades actually right there. This boss fight can be kind of tricky when it's on the sides because this person's clearly aiming for us. But when it's using the missile attack, it's actually a very easy fight. I want to say about 12 to 16 grenades should be enough, but don't quote me on that. And God, stop stun locking me. Bulletproof vest is recommendable though because dying sucks. Oh, come on! How could you possibly aim behind a rock? That makes no sense! Mind you, I say that in Metal Gear, but you know what I mean. Oh, come on. This boss fight can be kind of bullcrap just because of how the hitbox with it is, and especially when it's on the side, it moves so fast. But if it's on the top like that, it's a really easy boss fight. The Nikita missile is actually really good for this part of the fight too, because its hitbox is different, and since it rarely ever fires its bullets when it's like this, so hitting it should be pretty simple. Oh, come on! I admit, I just stood still in front of a missile right there. That was my fault. Alright, let's end this fight. Come on. And you moved over there. Luckily, I know where you spawn. And the fight's over. And yes, you're looking at that mission correctly. There are still about 5 minutes left, and they're all cutscene. Game Boy Color. Is that supposed to be the... What kind of sound effect for a helicopter crash is that? Oh, boy. And that's stage 10 out of 13, by the way. So, yeah, only 3 stages left. We're almost done. All right, let's see if that was actually Chris in that thing. Chris. No, you're not. Sorry to disappoint you. You're the General's second in command. Sophie and the drum at your service, Solid Snake. Don't move. You'd like to live a little bit longer, wouldn't you? Put the gun down. Can the legend actually be pleading for his life? No, but I don't plan on being killed by you. My, you're pretty confident. You're all being used. Are you talking about Black Chamber? No, actually we're the ones using them. Oh? Revenge against Foxhound in the U.S. We know the real objective. You know and still... Yes, exploitation in the name of justice and ideals. We have all the aces now. They'll be mad if I kill you here, won't they? Justice. The justice and order is being given lip service in your society applies only to that world. Free trade, world order, all the trappings of your private exclusive ethics that keep bleeding Gindra for the sake of first world prosperity. We finally said no more, and the troops were sent in to bar our way. But this time we will break free of the first world meddling. Is that your ideal, or the General's? Mine. That's a lie. How did this happen? The tables have turned, I see. Will you plead for your life? No, I'm not afraid to die. For the ideal? Yes. Why so fervent? Have you ever been treated like a piece of dirt? My father was French. He met my mother after his firm sent him to Gindra, and I was born. But she was nothing but a little local color to him. When his term was over, he went back to France without giving us a second thought. I was still just a baby. I went to see him once I was grown, but all he did was give me some money and demand that I never bother him again. I learned that day that neither I nor my country could expect anything better from your kind. I used the money for university education in Britain to take the knowledge and the skills back to Gindra. While I was there, the genocide policy went into effect. My mother, an ethnic minority, died at the hands of the government soldiers. I flew back to Gindra and joined GLF. Deeds, not words, I thought. But the government was winning, and we were almost gone. That's when he, the general, appeared. And suddenly things turned around. Plentiful funds, new weapons, and most of all, the ideals he brought us. A true independence for our people, a country for ourselves. Everyone saw the future in him. I did too. There was a time when he was everything to me. Is he still? No. Let me ask you something. Why did you call me a liar? Your eyes don't have the hardness of someone who lives for that single cause. Instead, you were looking as though you were struggling to hold on. You are perhaps right about that. You won't kill me? Out of ammo. I know you're lying. You're free to go. Snake, your friend is still alive. Are you talking about Chris? Yes, Viper's taken her. Go and help her. I know she's waiting for you. I would even if she weren't. She's a lucky woman. She would have been lucky if she hadn't had anything to do with me. I doubt that. Well, that was a mission. Either way, with that, I'm going to need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching. And in part 8, we'll be finally raiding the Metal Gear maintenance bay. See you guys then!